if they do a Zelda movie, what do you think they're gonna do with the Zelda movie? And what do you want the Zelda movie to look like?
Man, that is a really long discussion.
Yeah,
but
dude.
I'm ready for it. So, here, you're gonna need to get that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, for a Zelda movie, I first of all, I have an opinion if it's just a movie.
Yeah.
I would actually rather have a show because I feel like there's so much to say in just 2 hours.
Yeah, and remember they were gonna do a Netflix show and then they canceled it because it leaked.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Really? They canceled it because it leaked?
Yes. Oh, did you not remember that? That was like 2014 or 15. Oh my god, how did you remember that? Give it to me. Yes.
I played this game recently.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, red ring.
Oh, or, I mean, yeah,
No,
whatever.
I think it's best we just avoid it because we're all the way up here.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
yeah.
keep on going.
No, I was just gonna say JT in the house in the chat says Zelda movie wouldn't work. Link would never talk. Well, that's the thing. I think they should actually make Link talk in this movie. It would be like a very big risk, but I think he should just be a man of a few words. Just talk very minimal things, but still like say things, because it's hard to have a movie where you have a silent protagonist. You can
Why
do it with a
couldn't I climb
game.
that?
You can do it with a game because games are more interactive, and you kind of like shape the scope of the game and your adventure. But let's see. I hope to God the Zelda movie show, whatever, it doesn't look cartoony like Mario. Yeah, I hope it doesn't look cartoony. It could look. Here's the thing. I think it could look.
It could
cartoony.
go either way.
I think it could
could go
look
either way.
cartoony, but I don't want it to look like Mario did or does. You got it.
So I feel like there's a lot to say in just 2 hours for something like
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda. I feel like you can't, like, for example, even the Mario movie had to be, I mean, because, like, not only do you have to introduce all the characters, but you also have to tell the classic story of Mario defeating Bowser and make Bowser look compelling and do all this natural plot stuff while introducing characters at the same time, which is why I think Mario Movie 2 will sit better with critics.
Yeah.
Because Mario Movie 2 will be able to kind of take its time because since the characters have already been introduced.
Yeah.
But going, so translating that into a Zelda conversation, honestly, they have so much to say with Legend of Zelda. I think it is, if you're going to introduce Link and introduce characters related to Link and other characters and introduce Ganondorf and have the whole story of Link doing all these things, I can't see that being done in 2 hours. Honestly, I could see it being done like in a crazy movie format, like if they go Avengers Endgame or Oppenheimer and they make the movie 3 hours.
Yeah.
Then I could see that, but I don't know if Legend of Zelda is at a point where it can make a lot of money being a 3-hour movie. So
you know what I think they could do? I think they could adapt one game in the series, just one game, because if they do like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and Ocarina of Time into one story, it'll be convoluted and stupid and silly, and I would not like it. But if they just do the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, then that would be good. But I don't think they're gonna do that, and unfortunately I think it's just gonna be called The Legend of Zelda, and it's going to have elements of Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker in one. But if anything, I think they could actually... Do you think they would go more in the classic Zelda direction with the story, or Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom direction?
honestly, you want to appeal to the largest audience that you have and the people that resonate, the people that you want to resonate. Yeah, you want to resonate with the audience that bought freaking 30 million copies of your game. Of both games, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting with Mario because Mario also, like, Mario had a lot of classic callbacks. So I hope that Zelda has that too. I hope it's not just Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, all that stuff. I don't know. Like, I would still love to see, like, Tingle. I would still love to see, like, Gepora the owl and stuff like that. I don't know. But I can totally see them going the entire full-on Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom route. Let me see something. Hold on. Flipping the switch. Hello, Mr. Mungunzu, flipping the switch. You do what you do with any legendary story. You start Link in the middle of the world that has fallen into darkness. Also, Breath of the Wild is classic Zelda. Breath of the Wild is classic Zelda. You know what I'm talking about, though. I want, like, Ocarina of Time stuff.
So here's a crazy take. Actually, before I say my crazy take, I want to kind of continue on this specific point that we are in our discussion on the Zelda movie. So, like, I still, even if they did one story, I still, like, think it would be better as a show, because you can focus on individual characters, not just Link. And maybe that's just like a wish list thing of mine. But if it were to be done in a movie format, I think a Breath of the Wild style would like type of story would be the best, because with the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom story, Link is already a hero. There is no like young Link like wakes up in a forest and there's this legendary monster and he beats him. It's not
a coming of age story like Ocarina or Wind Waker is.
Yeah, like the only times like Link has a backstory is like literally in very small backstory that doesn't really matter to the main story. So if they present it in a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom format, the game would be able to do like a lot better as a 2-hour movie, I think, easily.
Yeah.
Especially
interesting.
I think so, because I mean, other than that, like if they really want to go deep with the lore and satisfy the fans, my guilty pleasure, my ultimate wish list is them to do a Zelda show. They could do a movie and a show, maybe do a movie and then have the show kind of be like a not like a spin-off, but just like continuing on stories of specific characters and establishing lore. So they have to do a Breath of the Wild type story if they want it to be in a 2-hour movie. Personally, like I forgot which one of your commenters said this, but they said they want it in the style, we gotta throw one in the middle. They said they wanted it in the style of Lord of the Rings. Like super long movies, like hours long, and like deep lore with all the races and characters, and I am all for that. That's what I meant by it's hard to do Zelda in 2 hours. That's what I meant. And the commenter, whoever said that, understands my point, because you can't, if you want to like introduce all the races and characters, and Link and everything, like you need more than 2 hours. Like it's a lot. For the Zelda movie, would you want it to be in like an original story that's actually
the thing about
in
the
timeline?
No, I wouldn't want it to be in the timeline. If they do an original story, I want it to have elements of we should try to corner him. Yeah, nice, you got him. If it is an original story, I would want it to have inspiration from all the Zelda games. Not all of them, but like all of the major Zelda games.
Well, then again, I mean, that's exactly what Breath of the Wild did, and it still could work.
No, I mean more direct, like maybe the villain comes from the Twilight Realm, but you still, like, time travel as Link from a kid to an adult, but there is a part in the movie where you have to cross the Great Sea and, like, all that, but I would want them to do it in a tasteful way and not make it too tacky, you know? Yeah, so I liked the idea that for a Zelda movie, you have a movie with time travel, maybe the villains come from the Twilight Realm, but you still have to like sail the Great Sea, and then you like it just combines elements from all the like Zelda games basically, and it does it very like tactfully. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I don't want them to cram too much in there. Like, it would be nice if, like, this time-traveling story with the Twilight people, and, like, somewhere on Link's journey he meets, like, the tiny Minish people, but it's a very, like, quick little Easter egg. Oh, hey, Link met the tiny Minish people, and they gave him some advice on where to go next, or something.
Okay. That's cool.
So they can still just call the movie The Legend of Zelda, but it has little bits and pieces of maybe a few games, but not all the games.
Interesting. So, The Legend of Zelda, not the Legend of Zelda movie, just Legend of Zelda.
Because, oh, whoa, yeah, okay, yeah, because the Mario movie was called the Super Mario Brothers movie, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they called it?
Would you want it to have, like, some sort of unique thing? I don't know how to explain this. But, like, some sort of unique, like, gimmick that a Zelda game has never had before. Like,
Oh, okay. So like a gameplay gimmick, but Link uses it in the movie instead.
it doesn't have to be a gameplay gimmick. It just has to be, like, a certain thing that happens in the movie that has never been done in a Zelda game before.
Do you have an idea of what that could be for?
Yes, I guess I could give you an example of it. So, what I was trying to ask you, like, a unique thing that no Zelda game has ever done before, is, like, imagine, and this is not what I want, this is just an example, I think this is kind of silly, but imagine, like, Link goes so forward in the future that it's, like, to, like, modern day, where there's, like, skyscrapers and stuff. Like, obviously...
Oh my god, I would freak out if that happened.
Yeah, so, like... Obviously, like, that's not something I would want, but that's, like, an example of what I'm asking. Like, would you want, like, something unique, something unique and crazy that has not been done
I don't want them to go too crazy in that regard, because in the end, Zelda does that stuff, but it at the same time, if they do something as, crazy as that, then it kind of takes away from what the series is, you know? So I don't want them to do something very uncharacteristic, but I'm very curious to see what they could do. Hey guys, this is Nishquick. Thank you so much for watching that video, and if you enjoyed it, check out these two videos on the left, and if you aren't subscribed, why not hit that subscribe button on the way out? I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day and see you later.